Americans who's concerned with the Somali business is the ones who have no life. They have a lot of time in their hand. They broke. They don't have no money, no ambition, nothing. They're not concerned with the Somalians in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Only people you will see who's worrying about this is not even racist. They just broke. They just don't have anything going on. They're broken spiritually, physically, and financially. That's what it is. They don't have any.
Might have to drop a dime on them niggas.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta stop it.
I don't like that shit.
For sure, bro.
I don't like that shit.
Trump just signed anti-fraud task force, okay? We'll see what that brings about, but it's a lot of fraud going on, and for politicians in general, we know that.
But it seems that it's heavily Democrat, and what they've done is so sad. When you look at the Minnesota scam, a lot of it has to do with Somalia. Nobody's calling out anybody, but a lot of it has to do, but it's Somalia and plenty of others. And I believe the governor is complicit. I believe Ilhan Omar is complicit. I believe that your attorney general is complicit. And if they are, you're going to hopefully find out about it, and you're going to have to do what you have to do. If we found half of the fraud that's taking place in this country, and I think you have a chance of doing that, we would have much more than a balanced budget. That's the kind of numbers you're talking about.
All right, y'all know how we do, man. Always pushing health, wealth, and a better understanding of self. So check this out. In this video, y'all, we're going over how Trump just signed the anti-fraud task force that's going to be going after anybody that's committing fraud in the government, okay? Which it's been going on for a while. And like I said, y'all, I think both sides is getting money as far as somehow in the government. Okay, we're FBAs. We'll want to push people to be independent because we don't want to be so on to. But if it's policies that benefit us, we got to use them to our advantage, especially with the Congressional Black Caucus. Now I'm gonna leave the link in the description that we can sign to get the Congressional Black Caucus out here. They do a lot of fraud. A lot of people go to jail, but we don't see nothing happen of it. But I want y'all to hear what Ilhan Omar has to say about the fraud and this anti-fraud task force. Let's hear what she got to say about this.
I want to say, this also has an impact on Somalis because we are also taxpayers in Minnesota. We also could have benefited from the program and the money that was stolen. And so it's been really frustrating for people to not acknowledge the fact that we're also as Minnesotans, as taxpayers, really upset and angry about the fraud that has occurred.
Don't deflect. This is a very public case. You know who George Santos is. You know exactly what he did. We just agreed that, fraud is unacceptable. Don't deflect. This is a very public case. You know who George Santos is. You know exactly what he did. We just agreed that, fraud is unacceptable. And you just talked about accountability. You said if people commit fraud and exploit the public good, that they should be incarcerated. So this is not a complicated question. So I will give you all one more opportunity. Ms. Robbins, Mr. Hudson, and Ms. Rarick, raise your hand if you oppose the pardon of George Santos.
Not playing this game.
It's not a game. It's real life. It's not a game at all. Okay, but I will take your refusal to go on record, not only as cowardice, but that you do agree with that pardon of that fraudster. Moving on. Donald Trump also gave, and this has never been done before, presidential pardons to corporations that committed fraud. One example is the crypto company BitMEX that violated U.S. law and was fined $100 million. Now, raise your hand if you oppose Trump's pardon of this crypto company.
Not participating.
Thank you, Mr. Ballou. Okay, again, I'll take your refusal to raise your hand in opposition. That means that you support this pardon of this corporation that frauded folks to the tune of $100 million.
Refusal to participate is not an expression.
Reclaiming my time.
To participate is not an expression one way or the other.
The rules of committee. This is my time.
I know that I am here as a member of the public.
Reclaiming my time. You are not, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair.
That's what I know.
You are not in order with the rules of the committee. This is my time. This is my time.
That's
I
our
ask the
dollars.
questions and you answer, but you're too much of a coward to answer. So we're going to move on. Now, yesterday was the 5-year anniversary, and I want to note of the January 6th insurrection. And on Donald Trump's first day in office, he pardoned 1,500 insurrectionists, including Brian Christopher Mock, who's from Minnesota. Are y'all going to say you don't know who that is? He's from Minnesota. Now, he kicked, shoved, and threw a flagpole at police officers, law enforcement that you claim to support. And he did all of that in the name of fraud. He was an election denier. So an election fraud lie. Now, he claims he did these things in the name of patriotism, but really he's just a criminal. So raise your hand if you oppose Trump's pardon of this Minnesota individual.
Ma'am, this grandstanding nonsense
This is not grandstanding.
exactly
this is
what
accountability.
Minnesotans hate about D.C.
This is accountability, and you are hypocrites.
All right, so y'all see her deflecting to the other party. We see this done a lot. Okay, it's like we can't have nobody be accountable because they're going to be pointing at each other. You know how, when you kids, when you was growing up with your grandma and she couldn't find out who did it and, both of you were saying, it was him, everybody got to beat it. So this is why we filing independent. It's no longer, we ain't playing these back and forth games. We know the Democrat got a hold on us and they haven't did anything, and we seeing immigrants getting treated better than us. So to us, you guys are being very disrespectful to what our ancestors put out here, using our name, our trauma that we've been through, and now you're just throwing away. It's personal with the Democrats. I ain't gonna hold y'all. It's very personal, but we still want to get our resources and get what we have for us. So y'all stay locked into the channel because we definitely gonna be having some movements that we making. Shout out to everybody who support, man. We're gonna stay on their neck. We're gonna stay on making sure that our voice is being heard. So make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, push on the algorithm. I greatly appreciate that. I'll catch y'all on the next video. Peace and love.
A community must have 3 things to have a community in it. You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can provide goods, service, products, and things for your own people, and jobs and tax bases for your own people. You should at least control 4 basic things. You should be trying to control water, food, medicine, and energy to be able to survive and compete.
Here we got Mr. Pollock. He had a cornfield. He took advantage of a free water test from us, and this is what we found in this water. We found sulfur, we found hardness, and we solved these problems with an easy fix of 2 tanks. So get your free water test today. Stay blessed. Click the link below.